Hi Aquarius, this is Terribly Accurate. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate your support. If you're new, hi, welcome, thanks. I hope you come back. If you are coming back, thanks for liking, sharing, subscribing my videos. Really appreciate all of your support and that you came back in the first place. That's really great. Thanks for trusting me to give you a forecast for this month. So for those of you who don't know, the way that I do the monthly readings is we talk about career, money, health, home life, or family, singles love, coupled love, and then I do like a week by week breakdown. So we'll just get started for Aquarius people who are sun, moon, or rising. If you're an Aquarius moon sign, then you will want to pay attention to anything involving emotion, whatever your emotional need is. But if you're an Aquarius and you are watching this for love, you'll probably want to check your moon sign as well. So we'll just go ahead and get started. So Aquarius, for career, we've got the Six of Cups in reverse, the Temperance card, and the Eight of Wands. So what this is telling me is that you don't need to be thinking about how things were in the past, what you liked about the past, in past jobs, previous situations or times in your work, coworkers, things like that. Don't be thinking about that because it's not now. Right now, what you need to focus on is balance. And I think that a lot of you do have a good amount of balance at work, like your work-life balance is a little bit better than many other signs. That's a really good thing. But so don't be taking on extra responsibilities that you're not getting paid extra for. You'll want to make sure of that because that's how you lose your work-life balance. You might not be feeling particularly creative or motivated to take more on, and that's okay this month. For those of you who are wondering about money, let's find out. Again, the Temperance. So a good amount of balance in your life with that. You are able to not only think about things that you want to do, like fantasize and oh, if I had $1 million, I'd do this or I'd do that. But you're also very, very aware of your current situation. You have a very even ground. You're not going to be going out and spending money on things that you can't afford this month, and that's a good thing. Everything seems pretty stable. Things are starting to pay off for you. People are maybe noticing you at work. Maybe you're being considered for a promotion. Maybe you just got one and that's how you get here, where things become easier in regards to finance. Or maybe you've had a court win recently. Maybe you took somebody to court and then you ended up getting a settlement, or they owed you money and then a judgment was cast, something like that. But you definitely have a win in regards to money. I don't feel like this is a casino win. I'm just going to put that out there. Maybe for some of you it is, but for most of you, no. It's more like you put previous effort and thought, but more than thought, action and into something, and then it's paying itself off for you. In regards to your health, what's going on for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising? Ace of Swords in reverse with the Emperor in reverse and the Ace of Cups. So some of you are just kind of taking a mental break. And the thing about that is that it puts you in a better mood, but it does kind of make you feel a little bit less, in control of things. You might be vegging out, eating lots of snacks in your bed, watching Netflix. And while that does make you very happy, it does give you a lot of emotional fulfillment. You're kind of wait a minute, what's this doing to my body? But then not really caring because of the benefit and the comfort of it. And you're having a good time, and that's okay for right now. That's what's going on this month. But this is funny because as I said that, this one flipped right out of the deck, the Temperance in reverse, which is saying things are definitely not balanced right now. So don't let this go on forever. Okay. I don't know if I mentioned that this is for April 14th through May 14th, but it is. So in regards to your home life, dropped half my deck there. And so home life sometimes is not if you live on your own, it's not necessarily just you and your pet, you and your hermit crab or your dog. It can be like your family life as well. Like, so siblings, aunts, uncles, parents, grandchildren, grandparents, children, that sort of thing, or even like friends or roommates. You have the Page of Cups in reverse. And what else? Whoa, Three of Cups upright. And what else needs to be added to the story here? Seven of Pentacles, but I don't feel like it's quite yet complete. The Eight of Cups and the Seven of Wands. So, whatever it is that you're talking about, like, you might have thought, like, people are gonna be like, that's kind of wild. That seems kind of nuts. But it isn't. It's actually, okay. Or this could be like news that you receive. People are like, I don't know how they're going to take this, but actually everything ends up awesome. You're having a lot of fun. This might be like a wild idea that somebody has that they bring to you, like, hey, let's run away, let's go to Vegas. And you're like, yeah, and then you party it up all weekend. Something like that. This could play out in a couple different contexts, but there's definitely like a lot of joy, celebration, time with good friends, things like that. Sometimes this is like going to somebody else's wedding. Sometimes this is getting proposed to, things like that. But all of this celebration, all of this good time, all of this drinking you might be doing is maybe taking you away from doing like the responsible things that you need to do, or like, but like they're not even things that you have to do. They're more like things that you like to do, like work tasks that you actually like, or hobbies, things like that. It's taking you away from that. It might be taking you away from your kickball club, your kickball league, or something like that. And so you're like, you know what though? Even though I love this thing, I love this hobby, I like spending time on it, and all of this good times and celebration is causing me to have to leave from that. Like, I'm trusting that I'm leaving this, and like the next thing is going to be even better. So that's kind of sad, right? It's like you really develop friendships, or like a lot of fun. You had a lot of joy in whatever this recreation or pastime is, or maybe in a job if you're leaving a job. But you know that it's the right thing to do, and you know that there's something better to come along, but you have to defend that to other people. So maybe you've adopted like a party lifestyle, and other people are like, don't let this get out of control. Like, who are you? You used to be so responsible. And you're like, but I'm having fun and I want to do that. That's okay. Whatever. Because you need to have fun. You need to have a good time. It's okay. At least this month it is. But if you let it get out of control, like with your Netflix snacks. So anyway, moving on to love life. We're going to do Aquarius singles first, and this is your sun, moon, or rising sign. What do we have going on for you? Five of Cups, Three of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles in reverse, Five of Wands in reverse, and the King of Cups. Dude, get a grip. Or dudette, whatever. When I'm referring to you all out there in YouTube, I sometimes will refer to you as one gender, like a male or female, but it doesn't matter. It's for all of you. Stop being so focused on things that broke your heart, on things like how you ended up single. Like, stop focusing on the lack, on the things that you don't have, on the things that you're sad about, the things that like irritate you, and focus on the things that are good, the things that you do have, okay? That's really important. Some of you have recently gone through a divorce, and so that's a little bit tough. I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted because I'm trying to look up something. I don't know why, but in the last couple of readings, I've been noticing the clock a lot, and it's 1:41, and I know that that means something, so I'm looking it up. It's a strong message from the angels urging you to turn your thoughts away from worries. Instead, use prayer and positive affirmations to focus your thoughts on optimistic vision of your desired outcome. Check that out, huh? It's real funny, right? Because that's exactly what I was telling you right here, just not so eloquently. So, that's an angel message, isn't it? Okay. So some of you are getting divorced, or you went through like a really tough breakup, like the kind of breakup where you maybe live together, you spend a lot of time together, stuff like that. And the good news is though that you are starting to become a little more open to like letting friends help you get through this, things like that. But it's not really a team effort. You know, like you're like, yeah, come around, and then you just like wallow. Like you don't, well, do you see that? There's another little angel message. I don't know if you saw that orb, but there it was there. So this is important for at least one of you. Anyway, so you've got to be a real good listener, okay? Um, you don't have to follow their advice, but you should listen to it because maybe when they give it to you initially, you're gonna be like, no, I can never do that, and be kind of like resistant to it. But then maybe a couple days later, you'll be like, wait a minute, what was that thing that they said that was kind of profound? And it'll hit you, and you'll go, oh, now that seems like good advice, right? Um, you're just kind of emotional right now. And you might be really self focused. You might be really selfish right now. You might be caring a lot about your own needs and not so much the needs of others, but that's okay right now, like as you're going through this. But so I would also tell you, like, be aware of your own needs and how you're feeling and what you're thinking because you might not be ready yet to be dating other people. And it's funny, you know, as we were talking about that with the King of Cups, this guy jumped out the devil, which is like you still being tied to some like past relationship, not being able to let it go, you know? So going back and thinking about that Five of Cups card, when he's sitting there being all sad and like thinking, oh my gosh, I lost this person. I'm not calling you a baby. It probably feels like that the way that I'm talking. But, and I don't mean to because I know that it's hard and I know that it hurts. Like those cup cards, they can really, really tear you apart. They can really, really hurt. You know, you can feel that ish. Oh my gosh, I almost swore. You feel that ish like really, really deeply. But really focus on the things that you have that are good and express gratitude for that, you know? Like, you may be really sad that maybe that person was a douche. And the sooner you realize that, you're like, wow, I'm so glad that the next person won't be such a douche because you learned your lesson, right? Okay. For those of you who are coupled Aquarians, what's going on for you? Got the Page of Swords, the Hanged Man, the High Priestess, and the King of Cups. So no matter what, if you're an Aquarius, your love life is all Kings of Cups. Okay, so you'll be getting a message that's very insightful, very logical, and makes sense to you. It'll click. But that new information that you get might cause you to have to make a decision that you don't really know how you want to handle. So your advice is pray about it. Also, be careful about unplanned pregnancies this month. You are maybe apt to be more fertile than usual this month for those of you who are coupled. So if you'd like a baby, you could achieve that like you could what am I even trying to say here? You could be very emotionally fulfilled to find out that you're pregnant. Like it could cause you a good amount of stability. I feel like more though, this is for people like who have recently become pregnant and then like you're like, oh man, I'm really afraid I might have a miscarriage or something like that. But this might be the time when you find out that you're past that 3 month mark and you're in the clear. Things like that. But so anyway, for those of you who are coupled, that's kind of the deal. But within your relationships, it doesn't seem like there's a ton of things going on between you and your partner that would cause either upset or elation. However, you'll be feeling really like emotionally secure. You know, I think that any troubles that you have are not going to be in relation to anything going on with you. If you have trouble in your relationship, it's totally your partner's fault this time. Probably, especially if you have like a cancer partner. They might be on your nerves a little bit. They might be a little moody. I haven't done the Cancer reading yet, but just feeling that right now. The World card jumped out. So, I think a lot of blessings between couples right now, especially couples who are trying to conceive or things like that. Like, really a lot of blessings, some good news coming in, positive changes for Aquarius couples. Okay, so now we're going to do our week by week breakdown. So we'll do a positive energy, a challenge, and then the advice to that challenge for each week. So for April 14th through the 21st, we have the Two of Cups in reverse. We have the Sun card as the challenge, and then the Seven of Pentacles again as your advice card. So you might not be feeling exactly connected to your partner, to your bestie, to somebody that you work with. But your challenge is to just like find your joy and stability and like happiness within that relationship anyway. Okay, like deep emotional bonding and connecting might not be happening, but try to keep it light and fun and happy and joyous anyhow, and try not to be working too hard and focusing too hard on your work tasks or hobbies. Because I think that might be why you're not feeling that deep connection. Like previously, you're putting too much into that. And remember when I was talking about earlier when we had the, I think it was the Two of Cups and the Three of Cups, and then somewhere along the line we also had the Seven of Pentacles in reverse again. Same situation when it was like, hey, things might be kind of weird with your bestie, with your partner, or something like that, but then this good news comes in or whatever, and then there's something to celebrate. Okay. So the 22nd through the 28th, what do we have going on for you? I have the Three of Cups. Funny that came up again. It's playing, it's doing the same theme here. Three of Cups. Something real weird's going on in my house here. I can't tell you what it is, but just have a weird feeling. It's strange. Okay, so we have the Three of Cups. And then Page of Wands. And the Death card. Whoop, but it was on top of the Lovers in reverse. Okay, so this week, like I was saying, all of that celebration, maybe you're going out, maybe you're partying, maybe you get really good news about something, you're really happy for someone, you attend a wedding, a baby shower, something like that. So your challenge this week is to really be creative. So if you have to give a gift at this occasion, think of something that is creative and exciting and unique. Try to be enthused, even if you're not like full-fledged here yet. Try to find a way to get excited. Your advice is kind of an interesting advice here. So you have the Lovers card in reverse, and then next to it you have the Death card. So your advice is that if you have recently broken up with somebody, just close the door and move on, okay? Really enjoy this time. But if you haven't, it's that, then it's read a different way, okay? So take it however it applies to you, however it resonates. Let me get one more card to clarify that. Okay. So if you haven't recently broken up with somebody, or they broke up with you and then you haven't closed the door on that, this would be like maybe a friendship that you lost touch with somebody in, like a communication chasm that kind of wrecked a relationship, something like that, where it was just because you weren't really listening to each other. You weren't able to perceive the other person's feelings, their needs, their thoughts, like their point of view. Whatever kind of an issue that you've been having, like an ongoing fight or avoidance, that could end. And you want that to end. You need to find a way to reconnect with them because enough time has passed now where you've both cooled down and it's going to be okay. You can both be over it. Just get over it. Okay, so then for was that the week of the 22nd through the 28th? I feel like it was, but let's do that one anyway, again, in case it wasn't. I don't want to skip a week. We have the Queen of Wands. We have the Three of Swords. and we have the Four of Cups. Okay, so initially this week, the 22nd through the 28th of April, you're like, okay, stuff's in control. I'm happy. I have everything going on. Like, I'm all right. I'm excited. I'm comfortable. You might be dealing with a Leo as well. And for some reason, you're a little bit superstitious, maybe. And I think that's spot on because this person might disappoint you in a certain way. And this could be in any area of your life. It's not necessarily related to like a love triangle or something like some people read this card. In the context of this, I don't know that that's the case. Could be. I feel like for some of you, it's like you have a Leo child that maybe this is for one person, I don't know, but I'm feeling this really strongly, that really disappoints you. Like they do something, maybe they, I feel like it has something to do, like somebody has like a college kid who's a Leo and they just kind of mess up. It's not like something so horrible where they get arrested or whatever, but you're like, wow, I'm really disappointed in you. I feel like it's like a boy and he gets a girl pregnant or something like that. Anyway, but doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a Leo, but somebody with those kind of qualities, like outgoing, like very assertive, like they seem very confident, even though they might be lacking confidence. They appear to be very confident. Someone like that, kind of bubbly, smiley a lot, they might disappoint you. And then you have to decide, like, do you want to be stubborn about that? Do you want to communicate about it? Do you want to, like, just, like, kind of back up and be like, when they come and say, hey, I'm sorry, like, let's talk about this, let's reconnect, and you're like, no. You have to decide whether or not you want to accept their apology, and that's going to ultimately be up to you and be dependent upon the situation. But, you know, the best advice for you in regards to that is going to do whatever you think is going to make you feel the best emotionally about it in the long term, okay? And try not to think so much about yourself. Try to think about things from their perspective as well and understand how this could have happened because everybody's human. All right? Everybody makes mistakes. You do too, Aquarius. So for the 29th of April through May 5th, what do we have going on? We have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Hanged Man and the Five of Cups as challenges. And then your advice card is the Six of Cups. So you might have a better grip on things this week in regards to like daily routine and things like that. If you are able to create like a plan of action, like you're just like checking stuff off your checklist, it's really good. But this week you are challenged to, this is kind of cool, see things from a different perspective, you know, instead like see things, hang them upside down, turn your head upside down and look at things differently. Don't be looking at things negatively. Don't be focused on the things that you have lost, the things that make you sad, the things that disappoint you. Focus on what you still have, on the cups that are full, not on the ones that are empty. Cups are emotions, right? It's about what fulfills you, makes you happy. For a lot of you, this is going to be related to your home life. Not for all of you, but regardless of where this plays out in your life, you definitely need to see things from a different point of view. And if this is piggybacking on the week prior with that sunshiny, smiley person that disappoints you, that maybe doesn't act that way for whatever reason, see it from their point of view. Try to see it from a different angle, from a different perspective. Don't be so focused on seeing things with rose-colored glasses. You know, everyone's human. Don't look backwards and be like, oh, well, I remember the way that it used to be and blah, blah, blah. Or conversely, do it that way and then say, you know what, like their good outweighs their evil. Like the things that they've done that are wonderful kind of trump this one bad thing that happened that disappointed me, okay? So then for May 6th through the 14th, what do we have going on for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising? we have the Page of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Four of Swords. So this is probably my favorite week for you. And the reason being is because you don't have all of those emotions this week. What you have is like some good, exciting news, like maybe a new adventure that you're planning, and then all of a sudden you just go ahead and you're able to do it, and it doesn't F up your money, it doesn't F up anything, like it doesn't disturb your peace at all. Like for me, I think a lot of you maybe this week get to go on a vacation, or at least you plan it, or you take time off of work and you do something that you enjoy. But as soon as you have that idea about this thing that you would love to go do, whether that even be like take a bath in silence away from your children, okay? However this plays out for you, whatever that thing is that you're like, oh my gosh, I want to do this, and then you have to your challenge is to actually take the step and do it, okay? Because you have this idea, but you might not follow through with it. So your challenge is to follow through with it, and then you'll get to take some rest and really unwind, and it'll be really, really good for you. This is my favorite week for you. So like if you're like, oh, I always wanted to go to the spa, but I just didn't know because it's kind of expensive, challenge yourself to figure out a way to do it, because it's going to be very relaxing. It's going to be super awesome. You're going to love it. Okay, so one more thing I wanted to mention before we conclude this here is that sometimes when it's like a whole month long, you might want to come back and watch this video in a couple weeks, because things may not have happened yet, so they don't make sense. They don't necessarily click right away. Or also, sometimes you watch it when it first comes out, and then a couple weeks later, you're like, oh my gosh, I thought that what she was talking about was this situation, but actually it's this other situation, and like, holy F, I almost made a really bad decision right there. That always happens to me when I watch monthly readings from other readers. Anyway, and then the other thing is, if you'd like to see daily card readings, those are on Facebook. So go ahead and just like the Terribly Accurate Facebook page, and then I think that they should show up in your daily feed like everybody else's stuff does. So if you need a personal private reading, I should be available to do that usually within 24 hours. Sometimes not, but usually try to get to them as soon as I can. And the information for that is all below in the description box as well. Bye, Aquarius. Mwah!